And we're trying to think of someone. And I said, has Don Ameche ever played a villain? And the casting person said to me, well, Don Ameche's dead. No, he's not. If he was dead, I would know that. No, Don's dead. So we call SAG. And the Screen Actors Guild tells us, well, his residuals are sent to an address in Arizona. It was his son. Uh-oh. And he doesn't have an agent. Uh-oh. And one of the secretaries said, I see Don Ameche all the time in Santa Monica. He walks on San Vicente. So I call information. Do you have a Don or D. Ameche on San Vicente? Yes. So I call him up. And that unmistakable voice, hello, this is Don Ameche, answers. And I said, Mr. Ameche, I'm John Landis, making a film for Paramount. Would you come in and meet on it? And he said, yes, I will. When do you want me to come in? I said, well, how soon is this afternoon? All right. I said, yeah. So he came to Paramount. He looked fabulous. He was 81 and said he was 80. That extra years. And, ramrod straight. And Don Ameche was not only a major Broadway star, but he was a major radio star for 40 years, not just with the Bixensons, but he was on the Al Jolson show, and he had the Virgil McCarthy show. I mean, Don Ameche was not only a major movie star, but he was one of the first major TV stars. I mean, this guy had an extraordinary career that ran the gamut of the history of the business. And I was sitting there, and he's very formal. And I said, well, what do you think of the script? Because we messengered the script. He said, well, I was dismayed by some of the language, but I quite liked it. And I said, well, I'd like to offer you this part. And he said, well, don't you want me to read for it? No, Mr. Ameche, no, I'm giving you this part. And he said, well, thank you very much. And then he immediately negotiated his own deal. We later learned, in Philadelphia, I learned Don had not been in a film in 14 years. His last picture had been The Boatniks for Disney with Bob Crane. And I was so taken aback. I said, Don, he had done dinner theater and stuff. I said, why did you stop making movies? And he looked at me and he said, they stopped calling me. Tough business. Now, the happy ending is, after Trading Places, he won an Oscar for Cocoon and made something like 12 more movies, including 2 more with me, before he passed away. I mean, he had a real renaissance. And love a happy ending.